Today I wanted to talk about 3 things that you can do to help support loved ones in a time of grief and loss based on my personal experience. Hi, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Rebecca. I'm a memoir author, a well-being retreat organizer, and an energy healing practitioner. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about supporting loved ones in grief and loss based on my personal experience. The first thing that you can do is just be there. Simon Sinek told a story one time on a podcast I was listening to about how he had a friend going through grief and he called his friend at the same time every day and left a message, and his friend ended up not even answering for like 2 weeks, and then they started talking more regularly, but he never stopped calling. Now, I know that grief and loss can be mixed up with a lot of other emotions like depression and anxiety, so calling might not work for all of your friends, but being there consistently, calling, texting, or actually being there in person is really important. It helps them feel not as alone. Just know they may not respond or reply, but they are receiving your messages. The second thing that you could do for somebody experiencing grief and loss is to eliminate the need for them to make decisions. During the month after my intimate partner violence-related betrayal trauma, I couldn't really make decisions, and it was really hard for me to do things anyway. So if someone would have said, hey, I'm bringing dinner by, that would have worked. If someone would have said, hey, I'm going to the grocery store, what do you want me to get you? That wouldn't have worked for my brain. So again, do what you think is best for your particular friends or family members. But for me, it was a lot easier when people just took charge and did things for me because my brain wasn't working and I didn't really know what I needed and I could not express what I needed. The last thing that I think that people can do to help their loved ones through grief and loss and even betrayal trauma is to just remember that saying things like, it could have been worse, right after the event, or it's not the right time. While there is a time and place for gratitude for that it could have been worse, if it actually could have been worse, the place and the time is not right after the event. The place and the time is whenever the victim or the person experiencing the grief and loss starts to express that sentiment on their own. It can feel very minimizing and invalidating too early on in the process. If you're going through loss or grief or betrayal trauma now and you're feeling alone and like you need some support, just know that you're not alone.